Lions of North Catholic and the Vikings of Valley High. Bob Tattern with Joe Falsetti, Mike Choma, and Mike Pavlik is along the way somewhere. Welcome to what we know as, or what is known as, Death Valley. Joe, for the Vikings tonight, maybe the most crucial game of the year, even though they've played a rivalry game with Highlands and lost. But this one here, they've got to start turning things around.
Well, I wouldn't classify it as do or die, but it's the next thing to it. Being down 2 games to North Catholic and perhaps Katanning or Borough, whichever of those 2 wins, might be a little bit too much to overcome. On the other side of the ledger, if the Vikings are able to win this one, they're right in the hunt with the rest of them.
And Borough and Katanning play as this one is being played on the Borough field. So, and there are some who consider Katanning maybe the best of the lot when you take a look at North Catholic, Valley, Borough, and Katanning, along with Highlands.
I
would never forget the good folks over there. As we look down the sideline of the Valley bench, and the captains now coming out for the toss of the coin. Brandon Williams is 33. Jerry Duncan, 71. 23 is Wesley Hicks, and a great defender. He's had a good year. Marlon Thrower, number 46. By the way, Andre Burke, Joe, will not play tonight.
Right. He understand that thigh bruise is just has not come around, and in his place will be Chuck Perkins, the junior that will be starting in the place of Burke, and I'm sure he'll do a good job.
By the way, for North Catholic, quarterback Luke Ravenstall is number 9. Also out there, Dave Long, number 59, the defensive tackle. Number 28 is Andre Barlow, a great running back. Here's Ray White along the near sideline. And the officials introducing themselves to the captains here tonight. And there is the toss of the coin.
Okay, Bob, the officials for the ball game here tonight. Dan Fruhlhelm is the referee. The umpire, Gary Anderson. Mike Moreski is the linesman, the line judge. John Carson, and the back judge, Rick Lakaitis.
Valley has won the toss. They have elected to receive, and North Catholic, wearing the white and the red, will defend the goal to our right. We'll be back with the opening kickoff of tonight's game. Has won the toss. North Catholic kicking off. This one goes to Williams at about the 13. Williams off to the left side, gets ahead of Steen, but he's going to be brought down just over the 30-yard line. And spearheading the tackle for North Catholic was Ted Sweeney, number 55. And the ball is going to be marked pretty close to the 32-yard line, where the Vikings will put it in play. We'll have, right after the first play, we'll bring you their starters. Starting at quarterback for the Vikings is Dom Girardi. So the Vikings at their own 32. With the football, Williams is the tailback, and Perkins the up back. Valley starts off jumping offside. Let's take a look at Valley's starting lineup here as they go over this first penalty of the ball game. For the Vikings offensively, they will go with Lamar Godson and Frank Leonard on the left side of the ball, where the center is Casey Klassen. The right side of the line has Elon Thompson and Jerry Duncan, and the tight end is Jason Cheatham. In the backfield, Don Girardi is the quarterback. Brandon Williams, along with Chucky Perkins in the backfield. And the wideouts are Mark Santucci and Mike Martin. So Valley penalized 5 yards. Williams gets the call, but he's going nowhere as Colin Tucker comes in real quick. The ball moved back to the 27-yard line on the penalty. I think they're going to give Williams 1 yard on the play, make it 2nd and 14.
It looks, Bob, like Barry Taylor, number 21,
right
is in the backfield.
Right. not Perkins.
Right.
We're just underway from Valley High. The Vikings taking the opening kickoff. Penalized on the first snap, and here we are on 2nd and 14. Now they're going with a pro set. Williams, a fake. Girardi looking to throw, and this one incomplete. The intended receiver was Mike Martin, number 44, and the Vikings now have 3rd and 14. Fair protection for quarterback Girardi on that play. He had time to get rid of it, but I think Martin was well covered. And if anything, Girardi was forced to actually not get him a clean pass. That one could have been picked off.
If I knew where my mom and your daddy was.
I started to go that way, but I couldn't get through.
So on 3rd and 14. Girardi back, the rush is on, he throws the screen to Williams. The pass incomplete, and Williams was covered by Ted Sweeney, and the punting unit is on. Williams will kick it away.
Not a very good start for the Vikings. It was just a terrible series. They wound up the series 4th and 14, and that's what happens, Bob, when you start a series off with a penalty. They were not able to recover, and they're going to have to punt the football.
Well, the man that they have back there, it looks like he's wearing a 78.
That's 28.
Is it 28?
Barlow.
All right, Barlow, the big back, will take this one over the shoulder, bobbles the football. It is loose. He picks it up. It's still loose.
Valley may have it. Valley has it.
Valley has recovered at the North Catholic 27. And I'm not sure, it's 46 maybe. Marlon Thrower could be the man that would have recovered the ball.
Right, it's number, I think it was number 20. Looked like Chucky Perkins recovered that one.
All right.
Chuck Perkins on the recovery.
So they've got it marked, and it's a break for the Vikings right on the North Catholic 26-yard line. Valley running out of the eye, and it goes to Brandon Williams off the Valley left side, and he was tripped up on the play just as he got over the line of scrimmage by George Ryan, but he picked up 2 yards, and the Vikings have a 2nd and 8. Decent crowd here for this one on the Valley side of the bleachers here, but North Catholic did not bring any support with them tonight in the way of a couple of busloads. Girardi will not escape the rush, led by number 44, Keith Gonzalez, and the sack takes place.
Onishko's the guy that made the tackle, Bob.
Back at the 29-yard line, and Matt Onishko will get credit for the sack. It'll bring up 3rd and 14. So on first down, Williams off the left side. On second down, Girardi sacked, and we're at 9:30 of the period with no score, and Valley has had the football since the opening kickoff. Girardi fakes, and again the rush is on. Throws this one low for the intended receiver, Brandon Williams, who was well covered on the near side.
Boy, another good pressure that time by Matt Onishko, and he forced Girardi to throw it early and incomplete.
4th and 14 now for the Vikings at the North Catholic 29-yard line. So Williams ostensibly to punt at the North Catholic 41-yard line. And here is Williams on the long count. Pooches it into the right corner. The Vikings go down to try to cover, and they cannot do it. A great effort by Wesley Hicks. 9 minutes to play in the opening quarter. We'll be right back. Score, Joe, what was the net yardage on that play?
Well, it went into the end zone, Bob, so it was 29 yards from the line of scrimmage. But had they tried to play it, they'd have lost 9 yards on the deal. But not a very auspicious start for the Vikings.
North Catholic with the football, and the handoff for about 2 yards goes to their big man. And for the Vikings, on the tackle was Jerry Duncan. And they wrapped up the big man there, Andre Barlow. So a 2-yard carry for Barlow before the wrap-up by Jerry Duncan. North Catholic starting offense, if we can. It's Long and Loftus on the one side of center of Steve Rennebeck. Osborne and Gonzalez on the other side. John Novak is the tight end. Will pick up the backfield after this play on 2nd and 8. Up the middle, and the Vikings defense is there again on Barlow, who may have lost a helmet. No. Duncan on the tackle one more time along with Max Pittman. Let's take a look at North Catholic's starting backfield. Luke Ravenstall is the quarterback. The running backs, Andre Barlow and Lee Markle. The wideouts are Peter Waddick and Ray Cathy. You might remember Ray Cathy from the basketball wars at Valley. 3rd and 6 for the Trojans. Ravenstall pitches out, and they've got him wrapped up again in a great play by Brandon Williams. Assisted on the tackle by Marlon Thrower, and now North Catholic is going to have to punt the football away on 4th and 8. They lost 2 more yards.
Are they like a couple of heavyweights, Bob, feeling their way around? It seems that way because neither team able to do anything, and both teams highly touted here this year.
So the Trojans are punting the football after 3 and out. And the quarterback, Luke Ravenstall, is also the punter. The right footer gets a spiral off, but it's a short kick. And it's going to roll dead near midfield, go beyond the 50 into Viking territory at about the 47, where Valley will have it first down and 10 to go. We're proud to say that we carry the nation's future. We are Laidlaw Transit, serving the transportation needs of the New Kensington Arnold School District. For employment opportunities, phone Laidlaw Transit at 339-8833. Laidlaw sends its best to the Valley Vikings.
Oh, I don't know if it's my imagination or not. I don't think it is, but it seems like there might be a bank of lights that are
I was going to say,
that are either out or a little bit dull because it's kind of dark over on the far side.
So Valley at their own 46-yard line. And Williams with the football crosses the 50-yard line. The tackle again made by that Matt Onisco along with Ray Cathy. So on this play, about 6 yards for the Vikings, maybe 6.5 by running back Brandon Williams. 2nd down and about 4 yards to go. No score in the first period, just about halfway through. By the way, we'll feature the Valley Band at halftime. And don't forget our selection for the PNC Bank MVP to follow the game. Girardi with a give, and this one goes to Barry Taylor, number 21. Taylor advances for the first, well, it looks like the first down of the game. Onisco for North Catholic is there for the tackle, and the Vikings have the first down that they have earned in the game. They're at the North Catholic 42-yard line. Halfway through the opening quarter, scoreless it is here at Death Valley. Taylor and Williams are the setbacks. And the pitch goes to Williams. Williams escapes a tackler. And he's down to the 30.
Oh, my.
Williams all the way down to the 25-yard line. I'll tell you what, there's There's a problem here for North Catholic, Joe, if they continue to try and tackle Williams like that all night.
He left one guy in his shoes over there about the 40-yard line, broke another tackle at the 35, and he's got the ball all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Where do they have the ball spotted?
24-yard line.
All right, from the 24, the Vikings 1st and 10. That was what, about an 18-yard gain?
At least.
About 18 yards on that carry. Girardi over center on 1st and 10. And he gave it to Taylor.
Taylor with the carry.
Taylor wrapped up on the play. Number 59 it was, Dave Long along with Colin Tucker. So the Vikings, no gain on that play. 2nd down and 10 coming up.
24-yard line of the Trojans.
Valley in possession. They have had the lion's share of the period for the clock. Here's Williams looking for a turn. He makes it down to the 10, to the 5, steps out of bounds, probably prior to the 5-yard line. Joe is signaling it looks like about the 7. And it'll be 1st and goal with a 17-yard carry by Williams on that run. Well, you know that we're early in the ball game, but still good to see the Vikings making some progress here with the ground game. 4:26 to play in the opening period without a score. Valley on this drive started at their own 46 or 47, so it would be an approximate 53 or 54-yard drive. Williams carries up the middle and gets around the 5 or the 4. Boy, there's some heavy hitting in the trenches. Steve Rennebeck, along with Ryan Librich, make the tackle for North Catholic.
Ball to go from the 4-yard line.
Into the ball game is Wesley Hicks. The Valley Vikings mainly have been on the ground tonight. In this series, the first series, I think, Joe, perhaps they may have thrown a few passes, none of them complete. And the Vikings want to take a timeout. We will too, with 3:49 to play in the opening period. We'll be right back.
Got him enough yardage that he has surpassed Billy Callahan's all-time rushing record here at Valley.
For the Vikings, 2nd down and goal to go from the 4. Here's Williams, and he springs into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Valley Vikings have taken a 6-0 lead. Well, the Vikings penetrating here up the middle on that play. The Vikings from their own 47-yard line go 53 yards in 8 plays. And the extra point try by Andy D'Antonio. Kick is high enough and is through the uprights. And the Vikings now have the lead of 7-0.
Well, Bob, as we said, at Valley, the first 2 series, just they felt their way around, and well, they've got themselves in a position now that they're going to have North Catholic catch up, as they say. In the meantime, after the ball game, as is usually the case, those that get a little hungry for a terrific sandwich and a lot of good, solid conversation about the ball games in the AK Valley, Buffalo Bills Roadhouse up on the Freeport Road in New Kensington.
Okay, 3:46 left to go in the opening quarter, and the Vikings are on the board first, and they lead in the game 7-0. 7-0 is the score. Valley with a Brandon Williams leap into the end zone from about 3 to 4 yards out. 4-yard plunge it is, officially in the books, as Mike Choma has so noted. And the Dean, who is never wrong, has proven once again that with pencil and paper, right, Joe, you can make anything happen. D'Antonio with a kickoff, and the boot is away. It's on the far side of the field near the 22-yard line. And D'Antonio is going to try to force the runner out. He was one of the last two Vikings who was giving chase. The other, I believe, was Wesley Hicks. And on the return, the ball is going to be marked. Let's see where they put it. At the 49 on the North Catholic side. It's on the north. Well, let's put it right on the 50. It's the best shot we can call. Just over the 50 in Valley territory. So Lee Markle is the up back. And movement, I believe the right side of North Catholic's offense had moved. Clearly there was a black shirt that went across, but I thought that white had moved first.
They did.
And it'll be 1st and 15. So that brings it back to near the 45. And North Catholic 1st and 15 with 3:37 to play in the opening period. Ray White there engineering the first drive with a little assistance from Girardi at quarterback and Williams at the running back. Barlow in motion to the right, and the give goes to the man in the back, Markle, the fullback, and he is up to about the North Catholic 49. And Brandon Williams, among others, on the Viking tackle. It is spotted at the 49, and that brings up a 2nd and 12, a 3-yard gain on the play for Lee Markle. Well, if you came to watch Andre Barlow run, so far it's not been much. But I wouldn't want to get the guy mad. Here's Barlow on this run. Barlow escapes a couple of tacklers, but finally there for the Vikings was Elon Thompson, and they have this one spotted at the Valley 45, 3rd and about 6. Clock running in the opening quarter, 7-0 Valley, 2:33 to play. Barlow has 4 carries for 5 yards. 2 wideouts on 3rd and 6. Long count, and he'll throw, and this one is caught right over the middle for the tying touchdown. Right over the middle. I believe it was to Barlow, and Barlow went right down. Was that Ray Cathy?
Number 21, I believe.
All right, Ray Cathy catching the football. And goes in for the score, and suddenly it's 7-6. Take another look at the pass. Barlow was running right. There's the catch. I think Valley had gone for the ball, and Cathy goes in for the touchdown, and it's 7-6. The attempted point after by Luke Ravenstall, and it is good. We are tied with about 2 minutes to play here in the opening period.
And just like that, Bob, 7-7. Valley put together a terrific 53-yard drive, and North Catholic countered from the 50 as they put together a 50-yard drive, culminated by that pass play to Ray Cathy, who took it in for the touchdown, the extra point good. We've got a tie ball game at 7-all.
Congratulations to the Valley Vikings from attorney Ray Bitar. If you're in need of an attorney, from transacting business to settling an estate, perhaps personal injury, setting up a last will and testament, or some business dealings with real estate, call on attorney Ray Bitar. They're located in Felder Square in New Kensington. Ray Bitar has served the area for more than 20 years. North Catholic will be kicking off. Game tied at 7. Touchdown pass to Ray Cathy of 35 yards. And the extra point added by Ravenstall. So Ravenstall kicking off, and this one is high and deep.
Wow.
This one through the end zone and over the end line. And Valley will have a touchback. Start on their own 20. So North Catholic comes right back to tie the score after the Valleys got underway. With I'm trying to think, Joe, four minutes plus left when Valley scored. So here are the Vikings from their own 20. Williams gets the call. Williams chased and is going to be wrestled to the ground by Ted Sweeney. Sweeney wears double nickel here for the Trojans, and we're going to probably be calling his number an awful lot tonight.
Pickup of about 7 for Williams.
2nd down and 3 for the Vikings at the 27. Sweeney happens to be the defensive captain of the team. The Vikings in their standard black uniforms at home with the white numerals. Second down and 3. And once again, it's Williams, and this time he gets the first down over the 30-yard line.
I don't think he has it, Bob.
Keith Gonzalez was there for the tackle. Well, they have given him. He just hit the stripe.
They did give it to him right on the stripe.
So the Vikings have another first down at their own 30. Game tied at 7 with 1:10 to play and a running clock. I hope they get this play off in time.
Plenty of time.
So here are the Vikings. The pitch out, and Williams is going to be hit for a loss of about 5 yards, and it was Matt Onishko who engineered. It took too long for the play to unwind, and it was an option from the quarterback to his running back Williams, and it lost 5. It's 2nd and 15. The Vikings have not established any kind of an air game here tonight, so they're going to do this one all on the ground. It's a lot is going to depend on this youngster, Brandon Williams, who tonight has, about 60 yards so far? Girardi throws, and too far, intended for Leon Arcuri. Suddenly it's 3rd and 15. Girardi in the air tonight, 0 for 4.
Third and 15 for the Vikings.
So here are the Vikings now as the time on the first quarter clock down to 10 seconds, and it'll start with the snap of the ball. Well, Valley moves this time offside, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 20. False start on the Vikings. It'll bring the ball back to the 20-yard line.
And North figures to have real good field position here if Valley doesn't pull off a 20-yard gain here to maintain possession.
So it is 3rd and 20. Mike Martin is out wide to the right. Girardi on the long count. Hands off, and this is Williams with the ball. But he'll be stopped by Dave Troiano. And time runs out at the end of the first quarter. The Vikings bring the ball forward to about the 28. And it'll bring up 4th and 12 when we return. Don't go away.
Williams standing at his own 15-yard line, getting set to punt it away. Barlow back deep for North Catholic. Good snap. There's the kick. It's high and short. It's going to hit it to 45 and take a reverse bounce. It's finally touched over there. I believe it was by number 13 for the Vikings, Jason Cheatham. Down the ball at, let's see where they'll spot it. Ball is going to be spotted at the North Catholic 46-yard line. Trojans in possession. Tie ball game, 7-7. So the Trojans now ready to go. Barlow, the tailback, in the eye as Ravenstall bark signals. Pitch back. Barlow around the left side, and he is gang tackled as he crossed to 45 and gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Marlon Thrower led the charge for the Vikings. No gain on that play. 2nd and 10. The ball from the 46-yard line. Good crowd here. Both teams starting off a little slow, but they both got their act together and scored a touchdown. The extra points were both good, and we've got a 7-7 ball game. 2nd and 10. North Catholic from their own 46-yard line. High formation once again. Barlow, the tailback, and Rosenthal really got hit that time, and he's going to be dropped by Frank Leonard. And Ravenstall took about a 3-yard loss there. It'll be 3rd down and about 13. Second quarter, we've got a tie ball game here, and boy, what a big ball game this is, particularly for the Valley Vikings. They already have a loss in the conference. North Catholic is undefeated along with Katanning, and Burrell also undefeated in the conference. Ravenstall set once again. Here is a draw play. Barlow is going to be hit and dropped at about the 49-yard line. He's going to come up way short. Pittman
had him around the ankles, Joe. He's the one that actually caused him to drop. So for the two guys that just walked in, is it our imagination or is it dark out there?
No, it is. There has to be a bank of lights on our side that not reaching across the way, because it's so noticeable. Very noticeable, in fact. 4th down, punt formation. Ravenstall standing at his own 37-yard line. Williams back. Here's the kick. And it bounces and it rolls beyond the 20 down to the 16-yard line. So the Vikings will start this series from their own 16-yard line. 7-7 tie here at Valley High.
Still some fair weather for the first month of high school football. We haven't had too much trouble in the way of heavy garments or the umbrellas. 6 people on the staff are down with a cold, including Joe, Milo, Matt.
Oh, you got laughing cards, huh? Okay. All right, here we go. Valley at their own 16. Brandon in the eye as the tailback. And a pitch back to Brandon Williams. Brandon tries to cut inside, can't do it. He's going to be hit. No, he breaks a tackle and picks up a couple of more yards. Ted Sweeney led the charge for the Trojans of North Catholic, but Brandon looked as though he was going to be hit for about a 2 or 3 yard loss. Did manage to perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage. Matt Onesko also there. So there is a flag on the play. It looks as though it's going to go against the Vikings. No indication yet as they recite the Gettysburg Address here to get this one figured out. That's going to be a clip, which against the Vikings, and that'll be half the distance.
About the 8.5.
So they'll spot the ball somewhere around the 8. So let's call it the 8-yard line. First down and huge yardage. Looks like about 20, 21 yards to go. Coming out wide to the near side, number 44 is Mike Martin, as Girardi bark signals. Girardi hands off. Up through the center of the line is Taylor, and he's going to get a couple of yards on the carry. It'll bring up a second down and long. Valley from somewhere around their own 10-yard line. We've got a 7-7 tie here. And Matt Onishko one more time in on the tackle. It seems like we've been calling that number. Tell you what, if you go to Vegas and hit that number 7, you're in business, Bob. And Onishko is showing that number 7 here on the football field is certainly very active. Defensively, he's been terrific. Matt Onishko. All right, second down and about 20. From their own 10, pitch back to Williams. Williams gets a block. Gets around one tackler, breaks another one, and drives all the way across the 20 to about the 23. Ray Cathy was there along with number 32, Sidney Thomas. But he gets up near the 21-yard line. He's going to be about 6 or 7 yards short of the first down. 3rd and 6. So about a 14-yard gain that time for Brandon Williams. 8:10 remaining. Second quarter. Valley 7, North Catholic 7. Good crowd on hand for this one, and boy, is it ever an important football game, particularly for the Valley Vikings. They've already lost one conference game. One more here would be pretty tough to overcome. Here is Girardi, too tall, no good.
I think he's 0 for 5. And in the meantime, what happened to that rule we were talking about on the Sportsline show? It was uncatchable, but North Catholic was on top of him.
Means nothing. So it's 4th down now. So Brandon Williams is back to punt the football. Barlow back to receive, standing at his own 44-yard line. Good snap. High kick, and Barlow's going to take it at the 45, and he's going to be hit and dropped at the 26. Down quickly was Chuck Perkins on the stop for the Vikings. So North Catholic will put it in play from their own 46-yard line. We'll be back right after this. To go. North Catholic in possession from their own 46. Barlow on the handoff right through the center of the line across the 50. Now they say his knee hit the ground at the 49. Max Pittman on the stop for the Vikings, but it was a gain of about 6, maybe 7 yards. Let's give him a 6-yard gain. Believe it or not, North Catholic has only had one first down, and that of course came when they completed that touchdown pass. So the Trojans now ready to go. 2nd down and 4. The ball at the 49 of Valley. Ravenstall back, looking, throwing a long pass. Got a man all alone. Incomplete. Oh, my. I don't know where the coverage was there, but all alone was Will Ryan, and the pass just slightly overthrown. Was that Novak? John Novak was the guy out there that was all alone. So an incomplete pass. What looked like 6 points had that ball been on target. In any event, it'll bring up a 3rd and 5. The ball actually 3rd and about 4. Ball at the Valley 49-yard line. Ravenstall is ready. Back, looking. Another long pass. Perkins is out there. No, that's Hicks. Looked as though he had the coverage, but he made the reception. Ray Cathy made the reception, and there was good coverage there. Good for 31 yards. 31 yards on that reception. Boy, it looked as though the coverage was very good, but coming down with the football was Cathy, and he's got a first down just inside the Valley 20-yard line. So North Catholic ready to go once again. Ravenstall looking, throwing, high pass into the end zone. And did he get it? He did. Touchdown. Oh, my, what a grab. Ray Cathy. Boy, that's two big catches for Ray Cathy. One for 31 yards and another one for the touchdown. Let's watch it. Boy, look at that. And, you know, the coverage wasn't bad on the last two receptions for North Catholic. So the extra point try coming up here. Meantime, Cathy has 3 catches for 96 yards. Extra point try. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. Wide to the left. And the Trojans of North Catholic take a 13-7 lead here. We still have 6:48 remaining in the second quarter. Well, that drive, 4 plays, 54 yards, and the Trojans have taken the lead 13-7.
So for the first time tonight, the Vikings are behind in the ball game. Started out, looked like the Vikings may have been on track for a while as the defense was, you know, had been up to the task. But they have found Ray Cathy for 2 touchdown passes here tonight.
And Ravenstall able to put the ball on target. And it's, well, especially the last 2 catches. Covered 54 yards. The extra point try was wide to the left. And the Trojans of North Catholic lead 13-7. As North Catholic now getting set to kick it off. Hicks and Williams back deep for the Vikings. Back at their own 10-yard line. There's the kick. And this one is going to go into the end zone. So North Catholic able to put the last 2 kickoffs into the end zone, and Valley will start it from their own 20. So Valley now with a 6-point deficit staring him in the face will put the ball in play from their own 20-yard line with 6:48 remaining in the second quarter. The crowd got a little quiet here suddenly as the Trojans put together 2 scores here in the second quarter. All right, ready once again. Girardi. Hands off to Williams. Williams breaks 1 tackle, breaks another, still on his feet. And Williams gets across the 30 as finally Matt Onishko made the stop. So he gets it up across the 30 to the 31-yard line. It's good for the first down. Let's watch it here as Brandon breaks a couple of tackles. There's one there. There's another one there. One more there. And he carries those last 2 guys. And Cody Walters finally brought him down. 1st and 10, Valley from their own 31. Girardi hands off to Williams through the center of the line. Williams up across the 40. Ted Sweeney on the stop, but not until Brandon picked up about 9 yards on that carry. So a gain of 9, 2nd down and 1. Inside 6 minutes remaining in the first half. 13-7, North Catholic in the lead.
This is a down it's always great to pass on.
It is.
2nd and very short. Depends on, you know, the team, I guess.
Well,
some teams utilize the 2nd and short very effectively.
I got a funny feeling that Williams is going to get the ball again. There goes Brandon. And he's going to be stopped. He may be stopped short of the first down. In fact, I believe he is from the mark just across the 40. He's going to be about a half a yard short. Third down and a half a yard for Valley. They're just across their own 40-yard line. All right, ready to go once again. Valley in possession. They need a half a yard from their own 40. Third down. Girardi to Williams. Williams has the first down up to the 44-yard line. So Brandon Williams gets the first down. And coming up with the stop was number 59, Dave Long of the Trojans. 4:40 remaining, second quarter. North Catholic 13, Valley 7. The Vikings with the ball from their own 44-yard line. Brandon Williams over 100 yards, Bob, and we're still in the first half. 102 yards to be exact. Here is a pitch back to Williams again. Williams breaks one tackle. And now he's finally down. Well, we're going to get a flag here, are we? No flag.
The Valley bench wants it badly.
Well, the crowd does too. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind seeing one myself. But they're not going to get it. They're going to spot the ball at the 42-yard line. It's going to be a loss of a couple of yards. Second down and 12. The clock is at 3:50 and counting. Looked like Brandon was on his knees here just waiting to get up and go back into the huddle when he got hit, but no flag. All right, ready once again. Here is Brandon off the right side this time, and not much on that
I'd like
carry.
to spot for you, but I don't have 7 fingers.
Yeah. One,
on
two,
one
three.
hand.
There were 4 white jerseys there, led by number 55, Ted Sweeney, for the Trojans of North Catholic. Big down here, third down and 11. Third down and 11. Valley with the ball from their own 43-yard line. 3:05 remaining, second quarter. The Trojans on top of the Vikings here by 13-7 score. And here is a fake handoff. Girardi's got a man out here. Incomplete. Intended for number 31. That was Leon Arcuri, but it was incomplete. I thought it was Arcuri, Bob. Was it Taylor?
It was.
Okay.
It's all right.
All right. Fourth down.
You know, strange as it may seem, even with that pass
Valley
being completed, he would have not had enough.
I don't think he would have had a first down. In the meantime, Valley 0 for 6 passing the football as Brandon Williams now stands at his own 31, getting set to punt the football. There's the kick. Whoa, nice high kick. It hits, it rolls, and goes into the end zone. Good kick that time by Brandon Williams. And it goes all the way into the end zone, and we'll come back with more high school football right after this.
2:40 left in the half, Joe.
All right, here goes the Trojans, and coming through, breaking one tackle, breaking another, and finally being dropped by Santu. Not until he got across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. So a good carry that time as Andre Barlow got a good carry, enough for the first down to the 33-yard line. A pickup of 13 yards on the carry. 2.5 minutes remaining first half. 13-7, the Trojans leading. In front of a big crowd here at Valley. Boy, it's not a do-or-die game, Bob, as we mentioned. But it sure is important for the Vikings, particularly for the Vikings. All right, ready to go once again. Ravenstall hands off Barley. And Barlow gets the call, and he gets up to the 40-yard line. It's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down, up to the 40. Jason Cheatham on the stop. 46 also there, Marlon Thrower. Second down at about 3. 1:35 remaining first half. Ravenstall ready. Ravenstall fumbled. Picked up. And they get the ball back to the 40-yard line, perhaps just across the 40. And there for the coverage is Jerry Duncan for the Vikings. But North Catholic didn't manage to fall on the football and hold on to it. It'll bring up a third down and a couple. 3rd and 2. We're approaching 1 minute remaining in the first half.
Look at this. Who dat? Third down and 2 here for the Trojans.
And well, they did get the first down up to about the 45-yard line. And Wes Hicks, Bob, went into the dressing room injured for the Vikings. Jerry Duncan on the stop for Valley, so the Vikings could ill afford to lose Hicks. Clock moving. We're down inside a half minute in the first half. Ravenstall pitches back. Barlow around the left side. Barlow is going to be hit and dropped. Santucci was there.
He slowed him down.
And who else was there for the Vikings? I think it was number 46, Marlon Thrower. It was in a timeout.
What's the Valley is called a time?
Timeout was taken for, or I should say by North Catholic. They feel that the way they're throwing the football, Bob, one more long one here can get them something. 13-7, first half as the Trojans of North Catholic leading by 6.
Take this opportunity to thank Maryland's catering.
Right after the ball game has concluded, we'll have an opportunity to name our PNC Bank MVP. And as with the athletes, so is PNC Bank, a bank where performance counts. PNC Bank, along again this year, and before that, under another name with a merger, and before that, another name.
It's been a wonderful marriage. All marriages ought to be this good, Bob.
And we are so fortunate to have the good people of PNC Bank.
And so thankful, too. All right, here we go. Final 17 seconds in the first half.
Now, you know Valley's going to have that prevent back there, so.
The Trojans. Here's Ravenstall. The draw play. Barlow, he's still on his feet. Barlow still driving. He's going what a hit by Santucci. Oh, my goodness. Down to the 31-yard line, and the clock is going to be stopped here as I believe North Catholic has taken another timeout with 9 seconds remaining. Let's watch his hit. Oh, my goodness. Mark Santucci.
You're just as brutal really on the replay.
Laid the pads on that youngster.
You know what? And if I'm not mistaken, Santucci did it with his left shoulder. I mean, if you're a right-handed person, that's kind of an awkward thing to do.
I don't think the ball carrier had a chance to look, Bob. He's hurting. That's all I know.
Well, another timeout with 9 seconds remaining in the first half.
Probably see one here in the end zone. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ray Cathy's somewhere in the vicinity.
Tonight's game will be rebroadcast at 9 o'clock this evening at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning on Comcast, Channel 3.
All right, here we go. 9 seconds remaining. Ravenstall. No, that's Barlow throwing it all the way into the end zone. Oh, my goodness. He got it. Can you believe this? Can you believe this?
Another Hail Mary pass caught in the end zone. Here it is again.
Let's watch it again, see who it was. No. I wouldn't be a bit surprised it's not Ray Cathy again. Let's see here. There it is, number 21.
He caught 3.
Ray Cathy one more time. We suspected that might happen, and it did. How about that? 19-7. North Catholic in the lead, and it looks as though they'll go for 2, I would think. Oh, my. Boy, you talk about a couple of plays taking the sails out of you, Bob.
My goodness, just like that, it's 19-7.
Didn't seem too long ago. Valley was out front 7-0.
Ray White can't be too happy with that situation right there.
Then the passing took over, and the catching of the football. Ray Cathy, 3 huge catches, 2 of them for touchdowns. And they go for 2, and they break it. No, now they get it out there, and it's no good. The 2-point conversion incompleted pass, and the score remains 19-7 as the half ends, and we'll be back to recap the first half right after this.
Folks, we're at halftime here at Death Valley, Valley High Memorial Stadium. The Valley band on the field right now to perform for us here at halftime. North Catholic's Trojans lead in the game by a score of 19-7. Let's enjoy the music.
everybody, and welcome to the halftime report. Well, disaster has struck the Valley Vikings. We said on the pregame that football is a game of adjustments, and unfortunately for the Valley Vikings tonight, North Catholic's made an adjustment. They've gone from their rushing game to their passing game, and they struck for 3 long touchdown passes. That first one before the half was really a tough one for the Valley Vikings to take. We haven't seen the Valley Vikings 9-12 all year. Can they recover with this type of offense? They're running off with Brandon Williams. We'll get those answers in the second half. By the way, tonight in conference play, we've got some great games to look forward to. In the Greater Allegheny Conference, Burrow and Katanning, they're fighting for the top spot. Down in the Quad East, Fox Chapel's playing Penn Hills, and we'll have to see if Freeport can recover in the Allegheny Conference. Freeport had a tough loss last week at Shadyside. I'll have all those scores and highlights on the scoreboard show after tonight's game. And oh, by the way, here's a trivia question for you. Speaking of streaks earlier, how many years in a row has Valley Vikings had a winning record? You think you know the answer? I'll give that too, also on the scoreboard show. Now let's check the first half statistics. Now, unfortunately for the Valley Vikings, these aren't very pleasant. For the Valley Vikings, they have 6 first downs, 99 yards rushing. They're 0 for 6 in passing, no yardage passing, for a total of 99 yards. They've been penalized 3 times for 18 yards. They have not turned the ball over. For the North Catholic Trojans, they have 7 first downs, 69 yards rushing. They're 5 of 6 passing for 128 yards, 197 total yards. They've been penalized once for 5 yards, and they've turned the ball over once. Individual statistics for the Valley Vikings: Brandon Williams, 19 rushes for 100 yards. Barry Taylor, 3 for 7. And Dom Girardi, 1 for -6. Passing, we mentioned earlier, Girardi is 0 for 6. On the rushing side for North Catholic, Andre Barlow is 13 rushes, 69 yards. Lee Markle, 3 rushes for 3 yards. Luke Ravenstall, 1 rush for a -3 yards. But the passing game's been the devastating part. Luke Ravenstall, 3 for 4 for 96 yards. Andre Barlow, right before the half, 1 pass for 1 completion, 32 yards and a touchdown. And the big statistic, Ray Cathy has all 4 catches for 128 yards. Well, that's going to do it for the halftime report. Let's send it back up to Bob for some highlights from the first half.
Well, Valley was the first team to score in tonight's game, and the score came with 3:46 to play in the first half. The Vikings, by virtue of a fumbled punt recovery, worked the ball in. There's Brandon Williams diving in from 4 yards out. Here's the tying touchdown, a pass to Cathy at the 35, and he's on his way for the tying touchdown. They missed the extra point, and the Vikings, they did make the extra point. It was 7-7. Here is the second Ray Cathy catch, high, and he bumped Wesley Hicks going in. But it is still a North Catholic touchdown, and on that one they missed the extra point. Now here is the Hail Mary pass from Barlow. Cathy goes up high, makes the grab, stumbles into the end zone, and that happened as time ran out. They went for the 2-point conversion and didn't make it. Now, if you're looking at stats to be amazed at, the Vikings, goodness gracious, with Brandon Williams carrying it 19 times, he has 100 yards in the first half, and the only touchdown. On the other hand, Barlow, the guy that we really have to watch out for on the ground, has had 13 carries for 69 yards, which puts him at about maybe 5 yards a carry. But the disaster has come through the air. They have gone to the air for all 3 touchdowns. Cathy has all of the catches for an amazing 128 yards at the half. Statistics at halftime have been brought to you by Jimmy G's Restaurant, located on Commercial Avenue in Aspinwall. Pittsburgh Magazine's choice as one of the best restaurants in the Pittsburgh area. That's Jimmy G's on Commercial Avenue. Bob Tattert here with Joe Falsetti, Mike Choma, and we'll be back right after this. The Catholic Trojans lead in the game 19-7. And we're about ready for the Viking kickoff. Now, there has been a penalty assessed. Joe, maybe you can fill us in on what that's all about as the Vikings kickoff from the North Catholic 45.
Well, Bob, from what I understand, it because of the excessive celebration at the end of the half with that 3rd touchdown of North Catholic, and they are assessing the penalty here to start the second half.
So Valley kicking off from the North Catholic 45. And there will be no run back as the football.
Why would, I'm no coach, Bob, and certainly I don't intend to be one because it would be bad for football if I were. But you're kicking from the 45. Why can't you sprint the ball and maybe get it down to the 5 or 10 yard line? Who knows what might happen? Somebody may touch it or whatever. So you kick it, it goes into the end zone, and they bring it out to the 20. So that was what, a 25-yard kick?
I agree. I hear you loud and clear. So North Catholic starts in possession, with possession of the football from their own 20 on the touchback, and the give is to Barlow. And Barlow, Martin was among the many tacklers. Santucci was there, or not Santucci, but Marlon Thrower. And they get about a yard on the play. And that's stretching it a bit too. So 2nd and 9 at most. North Catholic 19, Valley 7. Valley scored first and then watched 19 unanswered points for this North Catholic squad. All 3 on touchdown passes. Here is a give. And Barlow runs into Santucci, picks up the first down near the 34 and perhaps the 35 where they might spot the football. Jerry Duncan was there, as was Mario Telliani. But a first down for North Catholic on their own 35. Here's the play again. Santucci again putting that shoulder into him. Third quarter just underway. 19-7 North Catholic. Barlow gets the call again, and making the initial hit for the Vikings was Jerry Duncan, and there were a few other Vikings down there. Thrower was one of them, and a gain of about 5 on the play. Trojans out of the huddle. On 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Barlow. And Perkins. I thought for a moment there might have been a loose football. Also there was Santucci and Max Pittman for the Vikings. So they only yield about 2.5 yards on that play. So now 3rd and perhaps 3 for North Catholic. North Catholic tonight, Joe, in the air in that first half. If I'm not mistaken, they were 3 out of 4. All 3 of the passes were caught by
touchdowns.
Yeah, by what's his name there? Tip of my tongue. I'm trying to think
Ray
of it. Ray Cathy.
I think he only caught 2, Bob.
It is a first down, and he springs loose. This is Barlow. He's at the 40, the 30, the 25, the 20, and hit out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, somewhere perhaps near the 5.
Did you see Brandon Williams close to make that tackle?
He was all, if you watch it on the replay,
unbelievable.
He was on the other end of the field, and he's upset at his teammates for not bringing the guy down. Here it is again.
Well, they had him. He broke a half a dozen tackles. Now, Brandon Williams will come from the top of your screen and run him down at about the 5-yard line. Unbelievable speed, Brandon Williams.
Good replay action there. 9 minutes left in the third period. Clock stopped on the out-of-bounds play. That was a 54-yard run. That gives Barlow, by the way, 146 yards on the night. Markle gets the call. He goes straight ahead, gets maybe 2 yards. And Jerry Duncan, boy, I tell you, Jerry's got to play his heart out here tonight. He's been involved with most of the stuff right up the middle. A gain of a yard, 2nd and goal to go from the 4. North Catholic taking their time. They might get hit here with a 5-yarder. The official checking his watch, counting it down, and they apparently just got it off in time. Barlow will be hit running laterally to the left side after the hole closed. And for the Vikings, off the bottom of the pile again, Santucci. After the conclusion of the game tonight, PNC Bank's MVP award will go out to the player that we think played the most outstanding game. Not for North Catholic, of course, but for the Vikings. Sponsored, of course, by PNC Bank, and that's where performance counts. On that last tackle, Marlon Thrower. It is 3rd and goal from the 5. Rosenthal, the quarterback here for the Trojans, looks to throw high into the end zone, and it is no good. Beyond the end line, the pass was caught by Ray Cathy, but on the defensive side, the Vikings were able to make the play that got him out of or from behind the end line. So it will not count as 6, and it'll bring up 4th and goal from the 5.
And I think they'll go for a field goal here, Bob. I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Ravenstall is the kicker, and the holder is Dave Troiano. So Ravenstall. The kick is good. So the field goal tacks on 3 more for North Catholic, and they lead 22-7. And we'll return here with more action from Valley High after this. North Catholic kicking off, leading 22-7. Here is Perkins on the return of the kickoff, and Perkins up to about the 37-yard line. Perkins with a nice piece of running on that return was hit by Lee Markle on the Viking 38. Nice return by the Perker.
Foul against play, 1st and 10 around 38-yard line.
So, all right, here are the Vikings with 7:13 to play in the 3rd quarter and down by 15. Girardi with an awful long count. Williams up the middle. Escapes a tackler. And is in the secondary where he's brought down at about the 45-yard line. And one of the Vikings slow in getting up, and that would be Elon Thompson. And if the official doesn't catch it, he'll go right back in the huddle. Tackled by Ted Sweeney, but a nice chunk by Williams there, and a good piece of running to pick up 8 yards to the 40-45. So 2nd and 2. Santucci split out here to the left side. Running room to the left, by the way. And Girardi's going to be sacked. Some of the fans here from Valley were hoping that a penalty would be thrown. Ted Sweeney on the tackle. It appeared that North Catholic had jumped offside on the play. So the ball is brought back to the 40, and it is a loss. So it is now 3rd and about 7. We're under 6 minutes. Here are the Vikings. Girardi fakes, running to his right, throws the football, makes his first pass completion of the night, and the Vikings apparently have a first down at the North Catholic 43-yard line.
Barry Taylor on the nice reception there, Bob.
Let's watch it on the replay. Taylor, number 21 for the Vikings, making the first pass completion of the night. Looks like North Catholic's defense was a little confused on the play. And there it is, and the tackle made by North Catholic's Keith Gonzalez with an assist from Dave Troiano. And a good block, and I missed who threw that, Joe. Got the last man to allow Girardi time to throw. Wesley Hicks has a sprained ankle. He will not return to action tonight. Strong side left for the Vikings. And the give goes to
Taylor.
It is Taylor up the middle to about the 39. Taylor wears number 21 for the Vikings. We've called his name a number of times tonight because Perkins is not in the backfield. And, of course, Burke is out with that lagging injury. So, and I don't even, what are the prospects for him even coming back, Joe?
I don't know, Bob. He's been out virtually the entire year with that thigh bruise that just won't heal.
We're down to the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Fast-moving period, thank heaven. For the Vikings, Max Pittman goes to the right side of the line to balance things out, and it is again Taylor. Literally no gain on the play. Taylor hit right on the 40. Second down and roughly 7. Third and about 7, so this is a key play for the Vikes. Valley down by 15 with 4:20 to play in the third quarter, trailing 22-7. Third down conversion coming up. The rush is on. Girardi throws.
Got a man all alone. Santucci.
Ah, that's Pittman.
That's Pittman,
Pittman for the touchdown. No flags.
That's Pittman.
And touchdown pass by Dom Girardi gets the Vikings on the board to make it 22-13. So Max Pittman, here it is again. And you got to give credit for the quarterback, Girardi, who stood his ground, and he was sandwiched after he made the completion. So the Vikings now trail by 9, and boy, what a, Joe, you look at that Hail Mary pass in particular. D'Antonio with a kick for the extra point. It
looks
is
good. And it is.
Yeah, true, right through the uprights at 4:09. Valley, 63-yard drive in 7 plays. Started at the Viking 37-yard line. 4:09 remaining in the period, and we'll be right back. Game of this one yet.
Well, it's already a game, I would think. Only an 8-point difference. Still 4:09 remaining, third quarter.
Andy D'Antonio. The kick is high, taken at the 20. And on the return, it is
Barlow.
Ray Cathy.
No, that's Cathy. That's right.
And Cathy will be brought down by Max Pittman. Pittman's got to be pumped up a bit.
Yes, he is.
Well, you know, Girardi went 0 for 6 in that first half, but in this third quarter, this period, 2 of 2. He hit Taylor on that one pass.
Which was good for a first down.
And then he threw the touchdown strike to Max Pittman. So the Vikings defense now, they got to do the job. North Catholic at their own 36, 4 minutes to play, third quarter. And from the eye to the tailback it goes. And the Vikings put a lot of pressure on the youngster running the football there, Barlow. Barlow on that carry. Cheatham was there. Pittman was there.
I think number 13 was also there, Bob. That's Jason Cheatham, right?
Elon Thompson, and I know Thompson's a little weak. He's playing hurt. Right now, he's playing hurt. 5 or 6 yards on that carry. Barlow in tonight, Joe, with 150 yards. Well, Catholic at their own 42, second and four, I'm sorry. Barlow again gets the call, and the Vikings make the hit in the backfield, and a good piece of tackling there by 71.
Yep, it's number 71. That's Duncan, Jerry Duncan.
So no gain. Now it's third.
Big play here.
I'll tell you what, give him a yard. Third and
4.
Yeah, roughly. Under 3 minutes to play, third quarter. Cathy out split wide to the right. And Peter Wattick out to the left side. And there it is. Cathy is open. He caught the football. First down at the 50. They throw on third down. It's just like rubbing it in, Joe.
Well, they needed 4 yards.
I know, but I mean, they've got...
They're not trying to rub it in. They're trying to get a first down. It's an 8-point game. Pretty close.
First and 10 here for North Catholic at the 50. Third quarter closing in, just a couple of minutes to play. Then the all-important fourth and final period. First and 10. They have Chuck Perkins watching Cathy defensively. And there it is, the give to Barlow. And for the Vikings, it was Leon Arcuri on the tackle. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 coming up. North Catholic had all 5 receptions. I'm sorry, Cathy. Ray Cathy has all 5 of the North Catholic receptions for 136 yards. There's Barlow again.
It'll be a little bit short, just a little.
Leon Arcuri again getting up off the bottom of the pile.
Max Pittman also there.
Yep. So third and, well, about a yard. Third and about a yard. I'm trying to figure out how Max got that wide open, by the way. I mean, he was wide open. I mean, he's and he's not that big. He got in the open. We're under a minute now in this third quarter on third and short. Well, penalty flags.
I think they moved, Bob. I think North Catholic might have moved. They did. Yeah, they did. I think the black jerseys sort of rattled them a little bit and forced them into that procedure, and it's going to cost them 5 yards.
That turns out to be a mighty big play. That's at this stage of the game. So
absolutely, this is 3rd now and 6 instead of 3rd and 1.
It's back at the 46-yard line, and the clock winds down with 33 seconds left of the third quarter. Valley trailing by 8. Keeping in mind that if the Vikings score,
I think
you got to go for 2. One's not going to do you anything.
I think Ravenstall is looking over at the sideline to see whether or not they want the clock to run out. But evidently that's not going to happen.
Now he's calling a timeout.
Now he's calling a timeout because I think they were going to get hit with another penalty for too much time.
So only 13 seconds left of the third quarter and an 8-point North Catholic lead. For those of you who love to while away a Saturday morning with a cup of coffee and your 2 favorite guys on TV, I think we're 2 favorites. We'll play Saturday.
Well, you sure are optimistic.
We're going to play trivia tomorrow. Well, if you're watching this one on a Friday night, we're going to do trivia Saturday morning, 8:30 until 10. We were looking at the sporting news, NBA guides and registers that were received this week that will be going out to the winners. And boy, I'll tell you what, if you like pro basketball, if you're an enthusiast of the sport, whether you get the guide or the register, boy, they're powerful.
Yeah, camp.
So those will be the prizes to be given away. And hey, we've got 36 of those books, and we hope to get 36 winners tomorrow, Joe.
That's never been a problem.
So
if we don't get them tomorrow, we'll wind up getting them during the week. So
right.
we'll
give
get
them
36 winners.
All right, folks. 13 seconds left of the third quarter. The fake and the throw to Cathy. Tipped. Oh, I'll tell you what. Santucci, had he been able to make the catch,
he might have still been running. He might have still been running.
Well, 4th down and 6 to go. After the incompleted pass, stops the clock with only 8 seconds left of the third quarter. Now, it appears that North Catholic will kick. Ravenstall back to do the punting, standing at his own 40. And Brandon Williams, I believe it's Brandon. Is that Brandon?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's Perkins, isn't it?
Well, the kick is away. Perkins it is. And Perkins will let it go out of bounds. Boy, that was a pretty deep kick. Third quarter has come to an end. And it is North Catholic 22, Valley 14. We'll be right back. Well, a little bit crazy. Rather muscular youth.
5 yards.
All right, before your mother finds out, put the shirt back on. Fourth quarter, Joe. Valley at their own 5 or 6 yard line.
Yeah, it looks like about the 6. So Valley's got their work cut out for them here. They're at the 6 yard line. They're down by 8 at the fourth quarter. 22-14, the Trojans out front. And here is a pitch back to Brandon Williams. He gets up about to the 8 yard line, maybe a gain of a couple of yards on the carry. And making the stop for the Trojans is number 58, John Boltus. That's Boltus on the stop, so it'll be a gain of a couple, maybe. Let's give him a 3 yard gain and call it 2nd and 7. 2nd down and 7. Valley in possession from their own 9 yard line. There's a long pass. Oh, almost intended for number 31. That was Leon Arcuri. That thing was pretty close to being a reception, Bob, at about the 30, and he could have had some running room down the sideline. So it'll go as an incomplete pass. 3rd down and about 7. 3rd and 7. The Vikings need a big play here.
I was kind of hoping that the North Catholic punt might roll into the end zone, but they had it pretty well angled, so it put Valley deep in their territory.
All right, ready to go as handoff to Williams. Brandon fighting, and I think he may have the first down. He's going to be awfully close. He gets across to 15 near the 16 yard line. He got the first down. Boy, second effort by Brandon Williams got him the first down at the 16 yard line.
Here it is again.
Let's watch. He'll take a couple of people with him here.
Well, the guy that was holding on was Ray Cathy, number 21. And
is there anything he doesn't do, this Ray Cathy? Boy, what a ball player he is. What a
great basketball player.
What a receiver. All right, here we go. 1st and 10, Valley from their own 16. They're down by 8, 22-14. Williams again. Williams spins. Williams driving across the 20 to the 21 yard line, maybe a little bit beyond that. Getting up from the bottom of the pile was number 55. That was Sweeney. And boy, he's been in a ton of tackles tonight. So 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 21.5 yard line. Make it to 22. Vikings out of the huddle and set to go once again. Taylor and Brandon Williams in the eye. Brandon, the tailback. Pitch back around the left side. Gets a block, and he got the block. Brandon's at the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50. One man to beat. Brandon Williams all the way down to the 30 yard line of North Catholic. Wow. And a safety man got him. Otherwise, it was bye-bye, baby. Brandon Williams all the way to the 30 yard line.
Here it is.
That was about a 58 yard, well, 48, let's call it.
All right, there's one tackle missed. Oh, he goes right by those guys.
And number 4 was the last guy, Dave Troiano. Finally made the stop at the 30 yard line, a 48 yard carry for Brandon Williams. 1st and 10, Valley at the North Catholic 30. Here's Williams again. Williams gets across to 30 to the 29 yard line, a gain of 1 that time. So Brandon Williams, 25 carries, 172 yards unofficially. Matt Onishko on the stop for the Trojans. 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 29 yard line of the Trojans. The Vikings driving. They started this series, Bob, from their own 6-yard line.
This is the team that beat Highlands last week, North Catholic.
All right. And pitch back again. Oh, and Brandon's going to throw, and it's going to be intercepted. At the 1-yard line is where the pass was intercepted, and Luke Ravenstall slipped and fell at the 1-yard line. Well, perhaps that's not nearly as bad as it could have been.
There it is again.
But the pass was intended for number 31, Leon Arcuri, but he wasn't down near the end zone where the ball was intercepted. So the Trojans have it at their own 1-yard line. 8:51 remaining in regulation.
Boy, it'd be nice here to get a nice break.
Well,
there's only been the one turnover.
One here would be nice. Ravenstall keeps it. He gets it up to about the 4, maybe the 5-yard line on the keeper. Just a nice, safe play, getting it out of the danger area down there, and they'll spot it near the 5. So it'll be 2nd down and about 6 yards to go. We're under 8.5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter, as the Trojans trying to hold on to the football, run time off the clock, and hopefully hold on to that 8-point lead as far as they're concerned. And that's really what they want to do. Now the Trojans, I think, they're going to get penalized here, I believe.
Oh, I thought they had called a timeout.
Or did they call a timeout? Delay a game.
Oh, good.
Delay a game is going to go against the Trojans, and half the distance. It'll bring the ball back to about the 2.5-yard marker. So it'll be 2nd down now, and about between 8 and 9 yards to go. Let's call it 2nd and 9. 2nd down and 9 yards to go. The ball between the 2 and 3-yard line. Ravenstall ready. Ravenstall hands off right through the middle, and getting up across the 5, maybe to the 6-yard line, was Barlow, and he was stopped there by Pittman, I believe, was the guy that made the stop for the Vikings. A gain of 4, 3rd down and 5. Big play here for the Vikings. They can stop him here. They'll make him kick from out of their own end zone. 7.5 minutes remaining in regulation. 22-14, North Catholic in the lead. All right, set to go once again now. Ravenstall is ready, and a quick count pitch back, and getting through for the 1st down, and still driving before being stopped over there by Pittman and Mario Taliani, but they get the 1st down across the 20 to the 21-yard line, and boy, that was a big 1st down for the Trojans.
If you watch the hole open, Pittman and
Taliani.
Yeah.
So the Trojans get the big 1st down from their own 21 now. Under 7 minutes remaining. Ravenstall, quick count, and this time the handoff doesn't go anywhere, as Barlow was stopped cold right at the line of scrimmage. They may give him a yard. Pittman was there, along with Elon Thompson. So a gain of 2 is what they'll give him with the forward progress at the 23-yard line. 2nd down and 8. 6:20 remaining. 22-14. Trojans by 8 with approaching 6 minutes. Here is a handoff, and Barlow still on his feet. Fumble, it's loose. Loose ball. Valley indicating they have it. Let's wait and see.
You know what?
There's a battle underneath there. They're trying to get a hold of that football, and the official trying to unpow their group, and I think North Catholic may have gotten it back.
Cheatham
No
came out of
indication
there.
yet. Well, now they say that North Catholic kept it.
Well, here it is, Joe.
Valley came out of there with a football. Whoa, what a hit that time. Let's see what happens.
It was Santucci again. If we could replay it just to the point where they got their hands on the ball. Just to the point where they got their hands on the ball. Timeout, by the way, been called.
Well, well, they're trying to get the Valley players back.
Can we take one more look at it while we got this timeout? Cannot do it. Okay.
Cannot do it, but in any event, Valley came out of there with the ball, but the officials had indicated North Catholic did recover their own fumble, and they have it at their own 28-yard line. 1st and 10, North Catholic from their own 28. That was almost a break there that Valley needed, but not quite. Ravenstall pitches back. Barlow around the right side. Barlow is hit, and he's going to be dropped at the 35-yard line.
Joe, the one thing I did notice on the replay was that it was Santucci again who hit Barlow.
That hit.
That made him fumble.
In other words, he's going to have a sore shoulder when the night's over. Is that
Penalty
what you're saying?
flags down, Joe.
And there is a flag on that play. Well, the clock shows 5:23 remaining.
I don't know if we have a good opportunity here to take our needed break or not.
Well,
no, maybe not. They're going to step off something here. 2 penalty flags thrown.
Sportsmanlike conduct against
both teams.
That's the most ridiculous penalty that there is. That's about as ridiculous as you can get when they give you that penalty on both sides for the same thing, and it means absolutely nothing. That's what it's referred to as a cop-out penalty. All right, we've got 5:17 remaining in regulation. 22-14, North Catholic in the lead. 2nd down and 9, and the ball is at the 34-yard line. Ravenstall is ready. Ravenstall hands off. Barlow. Barlow is grabbed right at the line of scrimmage, and he chugged his way for a couple of yards.
He's a pretty good sized athlete too. Cheatham off the bottom of the pile.
Number 56 was also there for Valley.
Boy, they're eating up a lot of time, Joe.
Leonard. Brandon Williams was there. So now this could be the biggest play of the ball game for Valley. They need to stop North Catholic here on 3rd and 7 from their own 37-yard line. 4:20 remaining in regulation. Ravenstall is ready. Fumble the snap. It's loose, and Valley's got it this time for sure. They got it. And let's take a break, and we'll be back for the exciting finish right after this. Brandon Williams on that carry there. We got back to the action here a little bit slow, but we saw Williams there on the carry, and he picks up 3 yards to the 35. 2nd down and 7. 3 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in regulation as the Vikings now need to pick up 35 yards to get into that end zone. Girardi rolls left, looks. Girardi still looking. He's got some room to run. He does run. Girardi still running. He's out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, perhaps. Let's see where they spot the ball. So Girardi on the keeper off the left side. He was looking for a receiver, couldn't find one. And he did the next best thing, ran the ball, and then he ran out of bounds to stop the clock as well. So they'll spot the ball at the 29-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and a short 2. 3rd down and a short 2 for the Vikings as they have the ball at the North Catholic 29-yard line. Boy, this is set up for an exciting finish, Bob.
Sure is.
All right, ready to go. And here is Williams. Looks as though he has the 1st down. Let's wait and see where they spot the ball. Looks as though he's got the first down. No indication yet. Well, they're going to bring in the sticks. They're going to measure. So the officials will bring in the sticks. They'll measure this one for the first down. There's 3 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the ball game. The North Catholic Trojans 22, Valley 14. And it is a first down for the Vikings.
178 yards for Brandon Williams tonight.
Well, fair night's work. All right, ready to go now. The ball at the Trojans' 27-yard line. Valley in possession. They need a touchdown. Girardi rolls right. Girardi looking. Girardi throws into the end zone. It's intercepted in the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20. Oh, brother.
Well, that's...
Well, under 3 minutes remaining. I don't know how many timeouts Valley has, but they're going to have to do two things now. If they have timeouts, they're going to have to stop the Trojans, and then they're going to have to stop the clock as well. 2:57 remaining, and the Trojans up by 8, 22-14. All right, the Trojans ready. Everybody tight now. I don't think they want to do anything except just run the football and run time off the clock. They hand it to Barlow, and he goes right up the middle for perhaps a couple of yards. The clock is moving. Now they signal a timeout, and who's going to take it? Valley takes the timeout with 2:46 remaining.
Joe, those 2 yards right there for Barlow gives him 201 on the game.
Should have run the ball. Should have run the ball.
Well, the timeout called by the Vikings with 2:46 left on the clock. And I don't know how many timeouts left but for the Vikings, but if they have any, I'm sure they'll be taking them here if they're able to stop the Trojans from picking up a first down. Second down, and well, the scoreboard says 9, so let's go with 9. It's probably closer to 8. But second down and 9, 2:46 remaining. Good ball game, 22-14. Valley could not stop Ray Cathy, the guy that caught, I think he caught 5 passes. 3 of them went for touchdowns, the other 2 for first downs. Here's Barlow, almost fumbled the ball, but held on to it, gets it up to the 25-yard line, and I think another timeout is going to be called here by the Vikings. It is, and well, we don't want to speculate, don't really know whether they have another one left or not.
Joe, barring a miracle, I think we could now announce our PNC Bank selection for the MVP.
And it's really no surprise.
It will not come from North Catholic, obviously, as we stick with a local team. So let's make the announcement official. We'll do it right now, and we're close enough to the end of the ball game. Brandon Williams tonight tallied 1 touchdown, 100. Where are we? 178 yards on the night. Barlow 201. But he took some licks tonight from a youngster by the name of Santucci that he'll remember for a while. Santucci hit him twice real hard. The second time he hit him, he made him fumble.
He might remember tomorrow morning when he gets up. Possibility. However,
3rd and 5, Joe.
In spite of everything, the Trojans are up 22-14. 2:37 left. Big play here, 3rd and 5. The Trojans from their own 25-yard line. There's the handoff to Barlow, and he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And Valley's going to get the football. They're going to get the football back, and another timeout called by Valley. 2:32 remaining, and that'll be it as far as timeouts are concerned. So Valley's going to have to do it now with no timeouts left. 2 interceptions in the end zone. That certainly had to hurt the Vikings. They started the ball game by scoring first, then watched North Catholic score 3 times, including a field goal, which put them up 22-7. Valley came back and scored, got the extra point, 22-14. That's where we're at right now, with 2:32 remaining in the ball game. Of course, when we say ball game, we should maybe say regulation, because they could score, get the 2-pointer, and then go for the tiebreaker, the way they have it set up in high school. You start from the 10-yard line and then do what you have to do to each other until somebody comes out the winner. First things first, Valley is going to have to get the football now, and I believe that's Chuck Perkins back there. And here's a high kick. Bounces. Perkins picks it up and runs out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Ball is going to be spotted at the 27 with 2:20 remaining.
Good pass rush by, I think it was Frank Leonard, unless I got the number wrong.
You mean on the punt?
On the punt. Frank Leonard almost blocked it. Came very close. Good rush. If it was 56.
Well,
stranger things have happened, Joe.
Probably the best way to get to the end zone is to give Brandon a little running room, and he'll find it. But maybe North Catholic has other ideas. All right, here we go. Lone setback this time. They're split wide to the far side. Here's Girardi. Rolls left. Girardi looks, throws, and it's incomplete. Intended out there for number 31, Leon or Curie. Incomplete pass. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. 2:13 left.
We'll have the wrap-up following the ball game for the good people at Thrift True Value. Katanning and New Kensington, Lower Borough.
Right. All right, ready to go once again. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 29-yard line. Girardi looks. Girardi throws. Incomplete. Intended for Santucci. So it'll be an incomplete pass, bringing up 3rd down and 10.
Boy, this Girardi's got a tough job here.
Boy, you try to find a way to get Brandon the ball, not necessarily on a handoff, even a little screen or something, and then see what happens. Boy, the way he ran down Barlow earlier in the ball game, I'll tell you what, that might have been as good a play as you'll see all year long. All right, here we go. Throwing, and Santucci. Oh, there's the hook and lateral. There's the hook, and there goes Williams. He's going to go all the way. Yes, he does. There it is. Brandon Williams. Oh, my goodness, how about that?
Let's see how far that was. 27 and 73.
72 yards.
73 yards. Okay, whatever.
72 or 73. We won't argue. All I know is it was a terrific reception by Santucci. He laterals to Williams, and Brandon did the rest. We just got done saying we got to figure out a way to get Brandon Williams the ball. They did, and you saw the results. Now they're going for 2.
Here it is, Joe.
Let's watch it. There's the lateral, and there goes Brandon. Hello.
22-20.
Oh, brother.
Great job by the replay crew.
Here we go. 2-point play. They're wide both here, as Valley's got Arcuri and Martin wide. And there's a flag. There is a flag.
He didn't get into the end zone, but there is a flag, as you indicated, Joe.
Looked like he's in the end zone. I don't know. Now they say no. Now they say there's a flag. Well, North Catholic is clapping like there's a flag against Valley.
Here it is again, Joe.
Well, let's watch it.
He's in the end zone.
What happened there? It had to happen. It certainly didn't happen there, that's for sure.
Well, I don't know. Now they're coming over to talk with the coach.
Well, Bob, it takes care of that. The offensive penalty against Valley, not only is the penalty against them, but they lose the down, and that takes care of that. So they don't get the ball anymore. They're going to have to try an onside kick here. Oh, brother, what a great effort by Valley.
Oh, my
goodness. I'd like to know what that penalty was all about.
22-20, the Trojans lead with basically 2 minutes left to play. My goodness, Brandon Williams has chalked up 251 yards on the night. This is this a billboard in front of me or what?
I don't want to disagree with you, Bob, but I'm not sure that lateral from Santucci to Brandon Williams is going to count as yardage from the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That might be considered a pass play. There's the onside kick, and it's recovered by North Catholic at their own 49-yard line. I believe it was recovered by Sweeney, number 55. It was Ted Sweeney. And they get the football, and they're probably just going to take it now and kneel down.
You know, you're correct, Joe. I'm
not sure. I'm not positive. I think it has to be a pass play because Santucci caught the pass, then he lateraled.
We have somebody check that out.
I think Milo's going to. Yeah, it's a pass play, Bob. There's a snap, and they'll move it right up the center of the line, pick up 2 or 3 yards, and the clock continues to move. And the Vikings made a game of it. Believe me, they really did. And that final play, that hook and lateral, was just absolutely beautiful, with Brandon Williams taking it and just leaving everybody in the dust. Unfortunately, the 2-point play, which looked good for a minute, was called back because of a penalty against the Vikings, which included the loss of a down, and that was the end of that. And penalty, I don't understand that wide receiver there. What was he trying to try? All they had to do was just kneel on the football.
North Catholic leads by 2 with 1:16 to play in the game.
Well, it was a terrific ball game, I'll tell you that much. It's going to be tough for the Vikings now to tighten their belts and pick up about, what, a 6-7 game winning streak is what they're going to need. But you know what they say, it ain't over until it's over. And again, Ravenstall on the keeper. The clock moves. And a timeout is going to be called.
Penalty flag, Joe.
There is a penalty, right?
Well, it's against the Trojans. 15 yards.
Personal foul. That's not very smart on their part. So they'll march off 15 yards, bring it all the way back to the 33. Third down and 13. I don't think they're going to be able to manage to get that football back. Now we're at 55 seconds. They'll let the clock run as long as it can without being penalized, and I think we're going to run out of time, to be honest with you, which is unfortunate for the Vikings because they really have tried to put this thing into the win column after falling behind by 14 points. Actually 15 points is what they were behind, 22-7.
Now they won't even have to snap the ball. Don't even have to snap
the ball. It's the clock is running down to 20 seconds, and the Trojans are going to win it by the score of 22-20.
Okay, Joseph. So the Vikings will lose their second section game. North Catholic will remain undefeated. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Now we have a timeout. Or an official timeout. No, delay a game. All right, delay a game on North Catholic on 4th and 10. So with 3 seconds remaining, North Catholic will simply go down with the ball and it'll be all over. This is it, 4th and 15, and it's over. North Catholic wins the ball game 22-20, but folks, you got to look back at a lot of plays, in particular the Hail Mary pass that concluded the first half. So the final is in. North Catholic wins it 22-20. Stay tuned now for the post-game show. It is brought to you by Thrift True Value. Help is just around the corner with Thrift True Value. We'll be back with a post-game show. That one's Catholic winning it 22-20. We had already announced our MVP choices. Brandon Williams, who tonight picked up 178 yards on 24 carries. And we'll give you the scoring plays here in a moment. Mike Pavlik, who was on assignment, is back, like Charles Kuralt.
Now I know what, I was going to say it was an aborted assignment. Now I know what the Russian spacemen feel like on the mirror. But anyway. Yeah,
but that was.
Yes.
Yeah, never mind.
Here we go. For North Catholic, Andre Barlow had 201 yards on 30 carries. Unbelievable. And not only that, but he's a horse. Luke Ravenstall, let's see here. And Barlow was also 1 for 1. He threw a touchdown pass on the option pass.
That was that Hail Mary pass.
That was the Hail Mary at the end of the first half. Okay, let's see here. As we mentioned, Brandon Williams had 178 yards. We have Barry Taylor had 12 yards on 5 carries for the Vikings. Dom Girardi was sacked 3 times. He lost. He was sacked twice for -10, and then he also had a 5-yard run on a scramble to the left. If you'll remember, that was in the 4th quarter. And Lee Mackel had 4 yards on 2 carries for North Catholic. That was about the complete story of their rushing yards. Luke Ravenstall passing had 104 yards on those with, let's see, 7 completions and 4 out of 7 and 104 yards. And, of course, 2 touchdown passes, I do believe. And Dom Girardi was 3 for 11, 127 yards. Of course, they had the long one, a 73-yarder on the hook and lateral at the end to Brandon Williams that we thought was going to bring the Vikings back, but unfortunately the 2-point conversion on the pass interference was no good, and I think it was on a pick. The Vikings had 3 receivers set out to the right, and it looked to me like there was a pick on the play, and that's pretty much what took care of it. Well, the scoring in the second half, I guess we can take a look at the second half highlights here if the boys downstairs have them, as we see Dom Girardi and Brandon on their way off, and there's the field goal. The 22-yarder by Ravenstall that made it 22-7. And now here's Girardi as you see him rolling and just heaving it downfield to Pittman. He's wide open. There's no one around him. He takes it all the way for a touchdown, a 40-yarder. Andy D'Antonio added the extra point. And now here's the hook and lateral. The Girardi hits and there's Brandon on the pitch. And he takes it all the way for the touchdown. Play carried 73 yards. The Vikings were back in it at that point, and then they tried to pass to Brandon, and it was no good on the pass interference call, and that's the end of it. The Vikings fall to North Catholic. North Catholic stays undefeated, and pending the outcome of the Burrow-Katanning game, the winner of that game will be tied with North Catholic in first place in the Greater Allegheny Conference, Bob.
So that wraps it up here. North Catholic, again, winning it 22-20 tonight on Valley soil. Thanks to Gene Colodi and his athletic staff, along with Bill Hess, who tempted me tonight with an array of some of those great cakes and pies that he makes every once in a while. Bill, pictures won't do it. You got to bring it in front of me. All right. Thanks for tuning in tonight. If you're watching this one on a Friday night, the Scoreboard Show with the Dean is next. All right, don't forget Saturday morning trivia at 8:30 on Comcast Cable Channel 3. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Bob Tattern for the entire staff. So long, everybody.